I realised on day 57, running doesn't fix everything, but it fixes me one step at a time. So I'm just going to follow this path just down by the River Spey. I haven't run this way before, but I'm sure me and Mrs. Everyone's got a story to tell have walked this way before. I think it's hopefully a 5k loop and it'll bring me back to my car. So come along and join me. It's just 4:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, day 57. I hope you enjoy. Somehow, gates always confuse me. So let's follow this path. We might even see some salmon jumping. No salmon yet, just a couple of ducks. And Frank, standing in the middle of a river. What could possibly go wrong? Absolutely nothing. Have you had a good day? Have you had a nice Tuesday? Have you been busy? Have you had a day off? Are you enjoying the summer holidays? Think of all the little changes you can make in the summer, and then you can look back in the autumn and look at the small changes you've made that have now become good habits. Like this one. I wasn't really expecting that door to open, but I had to just for a little look. When you find a different path, you always see things completely differently from the way you always thought you knew them. There's a little fisherman's hut just across the river, and one just behind me. Some days I have music on And I really love that when music just inspires you, cheers you up, you think of a memory. But today it's 20 degrees. I'm just enjoying following this path. Now if we just turn right for a few moments, we'll follow down this path just to the river. Now if you look across the river, all you can see is trees. But at the very top, just behind the trees, there's a road. And in the middle of the trees, going from left to right, there was an old railway track which would come from Cromdale to Grantown East, then Nethy, and it's now part of a walking route called the Speyside Way. And just like that, the trees give way to a beautiful view of the River Spey. Looking along the river, you can now see some older fishing huts, one on the opposite side and one just to my left. This gate's got two combinations. Got a blue rope and a metal bit. I'm not too sure if it's to keep me out or to keep the cows in. We're just a little bit higher now. You can now see the river just gently passing us by. And very occasionally you'll hear a salmon leap on the river. And if you listen very closely, you can just hear footsteps of a man running away from cows. much better view right across the river. We're halfway, we're almost done. Day 57. It's a good day, apart from being attacked for the occasional fly and midgie. Now, if you're a bit like me and Mrs. Everyone's got a story to tell, there's so much television now, so many different channels. We tend to watch just mostly YouTube. Do you have a favourite channel you watch? A favourite person you love to watch? We've probably got about 5, maybe 6 or 7. And I've got photos with quite a few of them as well. I think it was in May 2022 where we met 3 YouTubers. One we didn't get a picture of, but he was probably the most friendliest out of them all. But the most famous one, I think I could probably safely say, was Tim Tracker. Not with Jen, but just Tim Tracker by himself. We saw him in Epcot in Walt Disney World, just near Test Track. I saw him at the corner of my eye, and I must have paced up and down about 10 minutes. Can I go over and say hello? Can I get a photo? So I knew he was busy, and I nervously clicked over and asked could I get a photo. He was super nice. A quick photo, a quick thank you very much, and off we went. It was also the year of when Guardians of the Galaxy opened in Epcot. We happened to be there on its opening day, and we actually walked into PCDev, and he was right at the entrance of Guardians of the Galaxy. We never got a photo with him, but he was actually, at that point, the nicest YouTuber. He said hello to us, he asked us where we were from, he told us to enjoy our holiday, and that was just a lovely minute and a half interaction. I think we then saw Paige and Mr. Morrow in Epcot again at night time. We had been to the Magic Kingdom, we were pretty much done, but I think we thought we'd get the monorail through Epcot, and we saw Paige and Mr. Morrow. So I got a photo with him which sits very proudly in my kitchen. But I suppose with YouTubers, they never know who's looking at them, who's watching them, where are they from, what do they think of them. But I wanted to speak to him for a little minute. He had done a video on running a half marathon, and he was super proud of himself. Now we'd probably say he wasn't the fittest person, so I thought it was a fantastic achievement for him. I just wanted to pass that on. So after we got a photo, I then kind of creeped back over to him again and said in my best Scottish accent, "We watched your video where you were running a half marathon. We just wanted to know that we were super proud of you and well done." And he kind of says, "Oh, thank you. I enjoyed making it." We went our separate ways. Now in January 2024, we saw two more YouTubers, and both in Epcot again. So we were following the crowds, and this time met my most favourite YouTuber, and that is the amazing, the wonderful Adam the Woo. Now, I didn't personally see him as he was coming towards me and the crowd was very busy, but Mrs. Everyone's got a story to tell. She saw him and she goes, Adam, you're his most favourite YouTuber. We love you. Can we get a photo? He went, sure, of course. So I stood beside him and I got a fantastic photo. Now, to be honest, I never actually got to see him because he was just to my right. But the photo was fantastic. We were at Epcot the final time when we saw the fantastic British YouTuber Adam Hatton. We were just walking through the England pavilion when we saw his best friend Gary. Gary's fantastic and he was so nice to us, and we're chatting to him and he liked the t-shirt I was wearing. I think I just completed the Dopey Challenge in Walt Disney World. And he says, oh, Adam's here as well. So Adam came out, gave us a lovely little badge, which we've still got. And that was some really lovely memories. So in about 4 to 5 days time, we're going back to Florida. And who would I love to meet there? We've missed out so far seeing Jackie from Super Enthused and her partner Sam. Now, we'd love to see Theme Park Worldwide there, who's Sean and his wife Charlotte, and possibly a new baby. But as I was mentioning YouTube just at the start, sometimes you'll find a random person or a place that you like, or just try and find somebody new and go, is that making a connection with me? And that's how we got to know the London vlogger Hannah Ricketts. Hannah now does London vlogs. She does hotel stays, restaurant reviews. But we found her on YouTube when she was vlogging our Florida holidays. We found a fantastic personality, and now she's just moved into London. We also love Planes, Trains and Everything, which is by a Scottish man called Scott. Scott goes all around the world reviewing hotels, cities, trains, planes. Scott's about my age. He's probably, if you're watching us, Scott, early 40s. So that's probably our go-to YouTubers. We've got the British ones with Hannah Ricketts, who does London vlogs. We've got Theme Park Worldwide, who does theme parks worldwide. We've got Planes, Trains and Everything, who's Scott, who will get budget flights, budget hotels. And we kind of began watching him just through kind of COVID days, trying to find someone different to watch. And he was just doing little walking videos. And it's amazing how these people you make a connection with, I started watching them thinking, it's okay. Where's he walking to? And we slowly began just to watch him more and more and more. It was very much like when we watched the Adam Hatton and Gary vlogs. We would watch people who have been to Florida and try and get into the humour or what they're talking about or what hotels we've been to. We watched them a few times and we just didn't quite get their humour. And that took a few watches. But Gary C and Adam Hatton, highly recommend. Really lovely videos. But my favourite, Adam the Woo. We were driving our hire car in Celebration and we thought we saw Adam the Woo just walking. And we're going, there's Adam the Woo. No, it's not. Should we follow him? That's not creepy. So we didn't follow him, we just drove the opposite way. So I'm hoping one day someone will say, who's your most favourite YouTuber? And someone will go, everyone's got a story to tell. And we'll say, who's that? Oh, that was the man who got chased by cows. So yeah, that's who I'd love to meet. I'd love to meet Adam the Woo again. He's always said in any of his vlogs, come up and say hello. Quick, hello, how are you? Quick photo, and off we go. I'd love that. I'd love to see Jackie from Super Infused, and Tim and Jen from Tim Tracker. And just say, hello. And they'll think, what did he just say? Was he threatening us? I'll probably get super excited. I'll talk too fast. I'll look like this. I'll show you the photos in October. On this glorious Tuesday afternoon, we find a new building just tucked away up in the hills, overlooking the River Spey. I think it was Saturday that I mentioned that in theory, if I run really fast, the midges, they won't notice me. But in practical terms, dinner. And from this old shed and this old house, just in the middle of the screen, they've now built a wonderful new house to the right. Lots of glass. And a little house to the left. I think it's now all joined together. I bet you get some wonderful views from round the corner. Looking a little bit closer, I'm not sure if the work's actually just stopped. But what a beautiful view out of those windows. Let's hope it gets finished off and some family really enjoy it. You never know what you're going to find sometimes. Hi. Oh. Hello everyone. Oh. Okay, bye. Enjoy your evening. Bye everyone. It's amazing, you just follow a path and you kind of think you know what's going to happen. Then you see two beautiful houses just tucked away in a hill, just quietly coming to life. And then you see real life and you say hello to little chickens. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having as good Tuesday as I am. Finish line, it's just round the corner. Let's finish strong. So I just turned the last corner, ready to sprint back to my car, and my watch starts vibrating. My dad was calling me. I thought, hello, hello. I didn't know what to do, so Dad, if you're watching this, in the future, I'm calling you in 5 minutes, I promise. So that's day 57 done. Don't know why I said that in such a funny tone, but it's done. Tuesday, 29th of July, 2025. Just as my dad has called me, I'll call him back in 5 minutes. And thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, have a look at my playlist here and my playlist here. If not, it's just me pointing there. Have a lovely day everyone. Thanks for watching. 57 is done. But the adventure continues tomorrow.